Dark orchestral music builds as a black screen fades into satellite imagery of the Pacific Ocean. Red and blue troop movements overlaid across vast waters. Imagine the unimaginable, a storm of steel and fire across the Pacific. Two of the most powerful nations in human history colliding head-on, the United States invading China. What would that look like? How would the world react? And could civilization itself survive the shock? Wars define nations. From ancient empires to modern superpowers, history bends in the shadow of conflict. But some wars are so catastrophic, so unthinkable, they remain locked in the realm of speculation. Today we enter that realm, asking a question no world leader dares to say aloud. What if the United States invaded China? This is not fantasy, not fiction, but a thought experiment in geopolitics, strategy, and survival. First, let us be clear. The United States and China are not at war. They are bound by trade, diplomacy, and a fragile balance of power. But in this scenario, diplomacy has failed. Imagine a crisis so severe that Washington chooses invasion, not airstrikes, not sanctions, but a full-scale military campaign with U.S. forces landing on Chinese soil. This single decision would ignite the most dangerous conflict in human history. To invade China, America must overcome geography, numbers, and technology. The Pacific Ocean, vast, merciless, nearly 6,000 miles wide, becomes the first battlefield. Moving an army across it would demand logistics unseen since World War II. China's People's Liberation Army fields over 2 million active soldiers, missile systems covering the coastline like a shield of fire, and cyber and space forces capable of crippling satellites, blinding fleets, and crashing economies, while the United States wields unmatched global reach with 11 nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, the largest network of military bases, and precision strike capabilities refined over decades of war. Strength against strength, firepower against firepower, with no guaranteed victory. History warns us: Napoleon's failed invasion of Russia, America's struggle in Vietnam. Overwhelming force crumbling before size, terrain, and determination. An invasion of China would eclipse them both, the largest military operation in human history. Science reminds us of scale: stretched supply lines, intercontinental missile trajectories, nuclear weapons able to turn cities into ashes within seconds. This would not be a war of weeks, but of years, perhaps without winners. Step 1. The Pacific burns. U.S. fleets surge. China unleashes anti-ship missiles. Naval battles erupt across the South China Sea. Step 2. The skies fall silent. Satellites hacked, jammed, destroyed. Global communications collapse. Airports, banking, and the internet fall into chaos. Step 3. The landing. If U.S. forces reach Chinese shores, they face fortifications, drone swarms, and millions of defenders. Urban combat in megacities like Shanghai or Guangzhou, devolving into nightmares of rubble and resistance. Step 4. The world reacts. Allies forced to choose sides, NATO fractures, Russia intervenes, global markets implode, oil, food, and medicine vanish from shelves. Step 5. The nuclear threshold. As losses mount, leaders confront the ultimate choice: escalate or surrender. One miscalculation unleashing firestorms that erase nations. The consequences defy comprehension. Economies collapse, hundreds of millions displaced, civilization fractures under famine, energy crises, and nuclear fallout. This would not be a war of conquest, but of survival. And even survival would not be guaranteed. The United States and China are rivals, but they are bound by something more powerful than hostility: mutual survival through trade, climate, technology, and the fragile peace of a connected world. An invasion is not just unlikely, it is unthinkable, for if it ever began, it might be the last war humanity would ever fight. So we return to our question: what if the United States invaded China? The answer is simple and terrifying. The world as we know it would end. But another question lingers. If great powers cannot risk war without risking extinction, then what happens the day peace finally fails?